All right, good evening. This is a special session of the school board in public for the purpose of conducting the school corporation's business. It is not to be considered a public community meeting. I would like to call this meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Keith could not be with us this evening, so I will be taking her place. We do have a quorum present. Mr. Parks, would you like to read the mission statement?
Yes, Lebanon Community School Corporation will cultivate and reach every student by influencing and enriching their lives through the power of education, and to do so in a positive and safe learning environment.
Thank you. We have several action items on the agenda tonight, starting with the recommendation for the ratification of the Lcsc and Lcta contracts. Mr. Tate.
Yes, to bring before you the tentative agreement between Lcta and Lcsc, and we've had a hearing, we've had a meeting, and now I'm recommending to the board that you should ratify the 2-year contract with Lcta and the Lebanon School Corp.
Okay. Can I have a motion to ratify the Lcsc and Lcta contracts for the school years 2021, 2022, and 2022 and 2023?
I'll make that motion.
Can I have a second?
No, I'll second.
Anyone have any questions or comments for Mr. Tate? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Tate, recommend wages and benefits for non-certified staff.
Yes, in your background notes, you have the proposed wage scales for the classified staff, and then some specific salary increases for some salaried staff, and a recommendation for increase for our substitute teachers. Request approval for all of those items.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the wage and benefits for non-certified staff?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Tiffany, I have a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions or comments for Mr. Tate on that subject? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Thank you.
Okay. And Mr. Tate, recommendation for the insurance carrier and agent.
Yes, at this time, I recommend that we continue with McGowan as our local agent, and we contract with Liberty Mutual for our coverage.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the recommendation of McGowan for our agent and Liberty Mutual for our carrier coverage?
I'll make the motion.
Someone like to second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions or comments about that?
Just thank you for going through the process, and we met.
It's a good process.
Yes, this past week we invited a couple different firms, and only one responded, but it was good just seeing that they had sharpened their pencils anyway.
Yep.
And went back and were able to, but we're able to keep coverage, and a nominal increase for a lot of increased square
Property
footage,
value.
property value based on what's anticipated in future years for Lcsc. So.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you. And Mr. Tate, recommended architect for the 2022 GEO bond project.
So we did a request for proposal for some architects for the projects listed: softball field, HVAC at Harney Stokes, middle school, high school, and then outdoor learning lab at the high school. So we had 2 responses, one from Schmidt, one from Lancer Beebe. My recommendation is that we contract with Schmidt for an amount of $145,000. They outlined in detail the services that they will provide, and look forward to working with them again. So my recommendation is we work with Schmidt on those projects.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to approve Schmidt as the architect for the 2022 GEO bond project at the amount of $145,000?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments about that? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Dr. Milliman, corrections to the June 15th minutes.
Yes, thank you. It was brought to our attention that there was a slight error in the minutes from the June 15th meeting under the item when we were talking about the purchase of a new radio system for our buses. As it was recorded and originally approved by the board, the minutes stated that we would be able to use ESSER funds to purchase the bus radios. That was incorrect. What Mr. Tate was explaining to the board during that meeting was that if ESSER funds were used to pay for the air handling units at Harney Elementary, that would allow us to use GEO bond money from a 2017 GEO bond to purchase the items for the buses. The minutes didn't reflect correctly, and certainly we're addressing federal funds and specific uses for those funds. We want to make sure that our minutes reflect that properly. So this is just a request to approve a correction to the June 15th minutes to reflect that.
Definitely. I want to make sure that is correct. Can I have a motion to approve the correction to the June 15th minutes?
I'll motion.
Thank you. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you. And then Dr. Millman recommended administrator salaries for 2021-2022 school year and contracts for 2021 to 2022 school year and 2022 to 2023.
That's correct. Thank you. You have in your background notes our recommended increases in salary and stipends for our administrative team. In addition to that, I'm asking for a 2-year contract, which has been customary in the past, at least from the school boards, a 2-year contract. However, the increases in pay are applicable only to the 21-22 school year. So, asking for approval of a 2-year administrative contract and compensation as presented this evening for 21-22.
Can I have a motion to approve the recommended administrator salaries for the 2021-2022 school year?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, or any questions or comments about that?
No.
I would like to say thank you to Mr. Tate and Dr. Milliman, Mrs. Boyette, all the entities that came together to, get to these good places in our contracts, especially seeing how some other school boards or districts are struggling with getting to the same place. So I really appreciate all the hard work that all of you have done to make this a smooth process.
Thank you. And we appreciate their time and effort as well.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion passes. The other business we have on the agenda is that our next regular board meeting will be November 16th here in this room at 7 p.m. We are adjourned.